I just wanted to take a few minutes to update you on how we're looking to move TVC Church forward with our Sunday morning services over the coming weeks and months. And those of you that are part of the church will know that God has spoken to us about a season of reconnection, particularly between now and Christmas, a time to reconnect corporately with Him and a time to reconnect with one another. Our Sunday services over the last few weeks have been amazing times of extended worship, within which there's been a powerful sense of corporately connecting in God's presence. However, with the current safety restrictions that we've kept in place as a church, spaces have been limited to about 185 bookable seats. Over the coming weeks, in order to open up more opportunity for people to experience God's presence corporately with us, we want to increase the seating capacity to around 350. Well, that would allow about 60% of those of you that are part of TVC Church to come on any given Sunday, which means everyone can come fairly regularly, at least a minimum of every other week. We appreciate we continue to be in the midst of a COVID pandemic, so we do want to do it in a way that's responsible and considerate of those who are more vulnerable or those who feel more vulnerable. So over the coming weeks, you'll experience some gradual changes. We will start these changes on Sunday the 19th by making some physical adjustments to the setup in the auditorium, which will automatically allow us to have more seats in and therefore give us more bookable spaces. On the 26th of September, we will decrease the social distancing from 4 chairs down to 2 chairs, which will give us approximately 330 bookable seats. We will continue to ask you to wear masks and to book in online for all the services. However, on the 10th of October, while everyone will be asked to wear masks as they come into and go out of the building, we will allow people, once in their seats, to remove their masks for the service and for worship. However, on the 10th of October, when we allow this to happen, we will also be implementing a sectioning off of the auditorium into 2 parts, a masked section and an unmasked section. Which section you want to be in, you will need to indicate when you book your seat online. We are confident that with the ventilation system we have that takes old air up and out and draws 100% fresh air in, that this will keep those in the masked section relatively safe, especially with us continuing to maintain social distancing in our services. Obviously, the easing of restrictions will be dependent on the impact of COVID and other winter viruses over the coming months. If government advice changes, or if hospitalisations start to increase significantly, or the NHS in the area starts to reach capacity, we will at that point adapt our approach to Sunday services appropriately and, if necessary, reinstitute restrictions. My reassurance to everyone is that we will continually make decisions, as we've sought to all along in this process, with a sense of responsibility and wisdom, with a sense of care and consideration for everyone's needs as far as that is possible, and with a sense of faith and prayerfulness. What is becoming increasingly clear to me, with my medical hat on, is that we are going to have to ultimately learn to live with this virus. It doesn't look as though it's going away. Now, I don't say that with any sense of pessimism. I say it with a sense, hey, God is on the throne and that He knows what He's doing and that He has a path of faith and hope for us as we journey forward together with Him as a church. This morning, in my devotional time with God, I was reading from 1 Samuel chapter 7, where God in His faithfulness helps the Israelites overcome their enemy, the Philistines. Samuel takes a large stone and places it between Mizpah and Shen, and he calls it Ebenezer, which means, thus far the Lord helped us. It was a reminder for the Israelites that God had been faithful to them in their journey so far, and it was a sign to them that as they continued to put their trust in God, they could rely on his faithfulness and help as they journeyed into the future. Well, God has been incredibly faithful to us as a church over the last 18 months in so many incredible and unexpected ways. Far too many for me to start listing. Most especially, he has, according to his promise from Acts 27, kept safe all who sail with us as part of the TVC Church family. As I was praying this morning for us as a church, I found myself thanking God for the multitude of Ebenezers that we all have in our lives, and for the Ebenezers we have corporately as a TVC Church family. For those points on our journey where time and time again we've had reason to stop and thank God for his faithfulness and help. So as we look to journey forward as a church family over these coming months, let's not do so with a sense of fear or anxiety. Let's do so with a sense of faith and trust in God. Let's do so with a sense of confidence that the one who's been faithful to help us thus far will continue to lead us forward, giving us all the wisdom, grace and help we need for every step we take on our journey together with one another and with him. And can I finish by reminding you what God has said to us for the coming weeks and months? It's a season to reconnect corporately as a church with his presence, and to reconnect with one another. So as we create room for more of you to book in for our Sunday services, can I encourage you to take the opportunity to come and to be with us, to reconnect, to re-engage in person with the presence of the one who really does inhabit the praises of his people as they gather together corporately in his presence. So God bless you. Keep establishing those Ebenezers and keep putting your trust and faith in him who's always faithful to help.